Julie and Dan wanted. I have a 2-year-old granddaughter. Her favorite word is wow. That doesn't begin to tell you how we feel tonight. We know it's an effort for a lot of you to get here, but I think it's going to be worth it. First of all, some thanks to Dennis. Yeah, Dennis and Joan, Dan's parents. They had a great rehearsal dinner last night in the city, and it was kind of fun because everyone stood up and said nice things about my daughter, and basically roasted Dan. Also want to thank Dennis and Joan for welcoming Julie into our family as we welcome Dan into ours. Also, tonight, my mother, 94 years old, is here. I appreciate our family. There are 4 generations there tonight, and it is really special. Thanks to Margaret, Julie's mom. She's been there all these years. For Julie and the boys. She helped with the rehearsal dinner quite a bit because the Boges are out of town. Not in Hawaii, they were just in Springfield. And of course, for many details of planning and the wedding, we thank you. I also want to thank my sister-in-law Terry coming in town to help out. And of course, my wife Jenny, who's done quite a few of the details here. A few words about Jenny later, but now, it's funny how on Julie's wedding day, I thought of the day she was born. Some 29 years ago, almost 30, right? Thank God, right? She was born in the middle of January. I think she was born to be an easy child. And I remember at that time there were several boy cousins, and of course 2 brothers at home. So it was even more special when the little girl was getting into the family. I remember like yesterday, driving her home from the hospital, pulling up to our little home in Elmhurst, and there in the snow and ice, there was some pink crepe paper, a couple balloons, and a sign saying, "Welcome home, Julie." It was from my sisters, her aunts, who did that in the middle of the winter. She truly came home to a family of love. We all know little girls grow up fast. I have many stories I could tell. You can see me later about those. One just little memory I had as she grew up, I think she was in middle school, and she ran track and cross country. And of course, seeing girls at these events is very special compared to your sons. And I remember as it was yesterday, to pull up to the park, Julie wanted to put the station wagon behind the gym. That's another story. And there she is, innocent little ladies, a couple wearing the wedding gown, their little outfits, and it's just precious to see little girls. They're wearing the school colors, they have bows in their shoes, they have ribbons in their shoes and bows in their hair, and it's just such a special time. They're hugging, they're crying, they're laughing, and you just wish you could freeze that in time, but you can't. And there's better times to come. One quick story that Dana liked from high school. There were some dances and there were some dates and drama and whatnot, and a lot of dresses. So once before Julie could drive, I picked up her and her friends at a little party, probably a freshman, and they walk out of this cul-de-sac in Naperville. And her date runs and sits in the car behind me, and Julie's standing in the street. I said, "Get out of the car and open the door for my daughter." Now, Dan, he did not make the cut. And Dan has a word for that guy, but I can't use it in front of my mom. He's with cheese, right? So off to college she goes, Illinois State University, to become a teacher, and she's an amazing one at that. And a story we've laughed at for 12 or 13 years. There's Julie, a little co-ed at 17 years old, and she called me on the phone and said, "You have to meet my new friend." Girlfriend. I met this girl, we're going to be roommates, you have to meet her. So So I go down there, it's Father's Weekend, and I remember like it was yesterday. It's Waterson Towers, I pull up, Julie and her little girlfriend run out, I hug my daughter, and this is word for word. Julie goes, "This is my friend Sarah. She's going to be a bridesmaid someday." She lives for us today, along with her other lovely friends and family. I found it interesting that little girls grow up on their wedding day, even without a groom. But after today, I can see how special it is, and every girl deserves that day. Now Daniel comes along. It's not too much longer here. So my daughter's in her mid-20s, and she meets Dan. And of course, every time his name is mentioned, she's smiling, there's a twinkle in her eye, and we know this guy is special. So he meets the family, fits right in. Soon after that, Julie goes, "Dad, I've got some good news, and I've got some bad news." I go, "Give me the bad news." Dan is a St. Louis Cardinal fan. I said, at least he's not under South Side or the White Sox fan. I said, "Julie, tell me the good news." She says, "He's special. He treats me like a princess." And I go, "That's all any dad wants to hear. Plus, he had a good job." So after a respectful courtship, a couple more years, I get a text from my phone from Dan Mojo. Okay? I'd gotten some before. And it was for football or for golf. See what the line was on a sporting event. But this one was for real. It was during the day, during the week. And Dan, I thank you for the respect that you showed. You're a true gentleman. And he said, "Mr. Wilton, I'd like to meet you in the suburbs for dinner. Can you keep it a secret? Can you keep it a secret?" Of course I did. And I think it's the only time I knew something before Julie or Jenny. So we met and we talked about life and love and marriage and Julie. And I wholeheartedly gave him my blessing in asking for Julie's hand in marriage. And here we are tonight. So before I have my two wishes for the bride and groom, a couple words about my bride, Jenny. She's here. She has been in my life and the kids for 20 years. She's their bonus mom. I love her more every day. The memo went out from Julie for fancy dresses and evening apparel. I think that she knocked it out of the park with that dress. And I can't imagine my life without her, so I love you. Now for the two wishes for Dan and Julie. Of course, one little word. Last night they were using some of Dan's new vocabulary. And they missed one word. Legit. You are a legitimate couple tonight. I couldn't be happier. But the two wishes first, that you have this love and this passion all the days of your life. The material things are going to come and go. But if you have each other, you'll truly want nothing in this world. The second wish is for you to be blessed with a few little Moses running around the house. And if you know Dan and Julie, the operative word is running. So let's raise our glass